Welcome to the Naked Relationship Podcast. I'm Adam.
And I'm Kelley.
And we've got an exciting, well, no, probably not, but yeah, we do. Oh, man. Okay, so currently in the studio, we have 2 cats and a dog, and we have Kelley fighting sleep, as I am too.
Yeah.
Well, we're putting out this podcast because we owe it to you guys. But anyway, so this episode, we're going to talk about my play date with a couple and also our first toy review with Tabu Toys in a while, which I'm excited about. It's a toy for you rather than me, which is funny because I got the 2 mixed up.
Oh my God. He didn't think women had G-spots.
No, like I got the G-spot and
what?
Like the prostate or something confused.
Oh my God. The male G-spot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. When we first opened the package, she was like, oh, women don't have G-spots, bitch. You don't even know.
It's like I know that you guys, well, you ladies do, but I got confused on, like I got the prostate and the G-spot mixed up. I don't know why, but I did. And here we are talking about it.
You know.
Where can we get like a diagram of the female anatomy? And can you show me where the clit is? I can't. I think I've been looking in the wrong places. Apparently, like,
yeah, for sure.
It's
like,
not near like the ear.
Maybe the first 2 years of our marriage, you were looking in the wrong place.
2 years of our marriage.
Sorry, of our relationship.
We haven't even been married for 2 years.
Yeah, we've only been married for 1 baby year.
1 baby year.
All right.
Okay.
Your story.
So let me set this. So let me
set the scene.
Let me set the scene for your girl. Okay, so it was a dark
7 years ago.
It was a dark, lonely night back in the summer of '72. The Olympics were on, and I was watching them, even though I wasn't even born for another 21 years. Okay, so anyway, so this is a couple that I actually met him on Grindr, and they're poly, but I know he's bisexual, but I don't remember how she identifies. But anyway, we all had a good time that night, and so I get there, and their dog, who's really cute.
Okay, first of all, you said you all had a good time. Before you even explain, like, you're saying things out of order. You're confusing me.
No, that's the entire story.
I'm gonna go to bed then.
Okay. So anyway, it was a dark, lonely night in the summer of '72.
Adam.
Okay. So I met him on Grindr, and we kind of were talking for a little bit, and we had kind of talked about like some similarities, like, you know, they want friends with benefits as well as like their poly dynamic, which I think is pretty interesting. And then we started talking about dogs. They have a really cute dog who I think you would like. He really is like a cute, kind of like a pit bull mix type of deal, but a little bit bigger, and really just wants to be your best fucking friend. Okay. Super cute, super friendly. And so we were kind of talking about dogs, and then he was like, wow, you just got like major brownie points. And so anyway, we agreed to hang out while you're at work. And I think for the sake of this, we'll call him Joe, because I can't think of another name. And then we'll call her Maddie, because I also can't think of another name at this point in time. So I show up, meet the dog first and foremost. That's important.
Important. Yeah.
And then the owner kind of, what did I say his name was going to be? Joe. Joe kind of shoos the dog away, and so the missus, what did I say her name was? Maddie was still upstairs in the shower. And so we waited on her for a little bit. It was kind of awkward, you know.
So was it like a play date with all 3 of them since you met him on Grindr? Like, what were you expecting?
I wasn't expecting to play with her, but I was hoping for it. In terms of like all of us together is what I was hoping for.
Okay.
Well, him and I are waiting on Maddie to get out of the shower. It's kind of like that awkward because we hadn't really met anywhere else before. So it's like I'm standing.
So this is your first time meeting him. You're meeting him at his home.
Yes.
Oh. Okay.
Yes. And we're just standing there having a conversation in front of the couches, not really sitting down because like he hasn't told me to, and he's not sitting down either. And then all of a sudden, Maddie comes down the stairs. And we're just standing there, just having a conversation.
All 3 of you just standing there?
Shooting the shit. And then eventually,
and I know how awkward you can be. You're
pretty
not
awkward too.
No, I am more at ease with people in social situations than you are.
Well,
like, I feel like you're trying a lot harder in social situations.
I mean, I do. But we kind of planned on this being like a game night of sorts. So I brought some games, mostly card games. One of those was kind of like a Cards Against Humanity, but it was the dirty version. Well, like it's called That's What She Said, and it's set up the exact same way as Cards Against Humanity. You've played it, but for our listeners, that's how it's set up. And I also brought this other game, a lifestyle game, card game that kind of is like an icebreaker for couples, like for full swap scenarios is probably the best way that I can probably describe it. And so we played all of those, and those are pretty fun. And while we're playing the full swap, the name of it slips my mind. They sent it to us like last year or something. And so Maddie, Joe, and I are playing it, and we're kind of just doing everything on each other. So like if it's like give your partner oral, I mean we're kind of making it we're altering the game a little bit because
to make it fit your situation, because it's not like a full swap situation.
Exactly. And I've given him this feedback before. And so if it's like oral on your partner, then I would go down on him or something like that. This game really was, you would have liked it because it was a lot of teasing. Everyone was teasing each other. However, she really couldn't do too much because of her monthly, which was disappointing, but it didn't really stop everything altogether in terms of the three of us. And so eventually, after enough of the teasing, I forget who it was. I think it was Joe. Joe said, should we just go upstairs? And they also have a playroom, which is great.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
How was theirs set up?
It's literally like a bed with like some nightstands. It's a small room, probably about the size of the room we're in now. Well, it's not a smaller room, but I guess on the size of like a bedroom. I guess maybe this would be like where your kids would sleep.
Okay.
So I guess it's where the kids would sleep. And so she's kind of explaining some things to me and while he's running around trying to find something. And so then he gets back in the room and she's getting ready to leave the room to let us just play. And I was like, hey, I know you're on your monthly and we've kind of been like testing the boundaries and stuff, but I would love it if you stayed and played, not like penetrative or anything like that. Like she's going to keep her underwear on and stuff like that. And she was like, oh, I'm glad you asked, because I think she didn't want to just assume that I would be comfortable with that.
Yeah.
But I'm glad I spoke up and said, hey, I'd love for you to like play. And almost immediately they both like started sucking my dick.
Yay.
It was fantastical.
You're smiling so hard, like you can barely see your eyes.
What eyes? Anyway, and so like we're all just like standing there. In front of like a writing desk of sorts that's in front of the bed. And we're all just like kind of doing that. We're all just like teasing each other. I think they start making out at one point, which I go down on him. And so then I think eventually I kind of push him onto the bed and like start blowing him. And then she goes over onto the bed and makes out with him some more. And forgive me, this has been several months. So if I'm getting things like a little like mixed up, forgive me, Joe and Maddie. I don't know if you're going to listen. They know about our podcast.
Oh, okay. Because you like sharing that with everyone.
Well, no, because like I want to like say, hey, look, your story might end up on our show, but we're not going to use your names, anything like that. And we were on like a podcast break, and I didn't bring it up out of the blue. We were talking about podcasts or something along those lines. And so anyway, it was awesome because I love sucking dick, and I hadn't gotten to, and his dick was really nice. And when I say like really nice, it's what I like in a penis, I think.
What do you like in a penis? Describe it.
It's not a schlong or a long dong or anything like that. I mean, I'd say it's above average, but it wasn't like too big. I mean, it was one of those where you see it and you're like, okay, good. He's not going to break me. You know what I'm saying? But it's also like good because it's the right size that you're not going to be broken, but but it's going to feel really good.
Okay.
And it felt really good. Spoiler alert. So anyway, like he's going down on me, and like I just wanted something on my face while he's going down on me on the bed, because apparently we switched somehow, and I'm laying on my back. He's blowing me, and
Maddie.
So he starts blowing me, and Maddie and I are just like making out, and it's awesome. Okay. And so eventually he gets a condom on and starts like pounding my ass. And it felt great, to quote the great philosopher
While
Tony
you were
the
still
Tiger.
lying on your back.
While I was still lying on my back. Legs in the air, did not care. I was getting my ass pounded for the first time in a while by a guy. And when I say a while, many years, probably.
What? No.
Well, no, because like that guy, like that we did our first like anything with.
Yeah.
Like he tried to get it in my bum, and he did a little bit, but it wasn't like
okay.
You could tell he didn't give a shit. Mm-hmm. And and like the other guys I played with since we've been like doing this, mm-hmm. like offhand, I don't remember. Correct me if I'm wrong, longtime listeners, because it would have been on the show. Mm-hmm. But I don't remember someone just like enjoying pounding my ass, other than like you using a toy. And so he's pounding away, and it feels phenomenal. Okay. So while he's doing that, I want something on my face, like I said earlier. Mm-hmm. And so I look at Maddie, I'm like, hey, keep your underwear on, but would you mind to just like sit on my face? Because I think that would be hot as shit. And so she sat on my face while I was getting fucked. It was amazing. Okay.
Wait, were you like giving her oral through her underwear? Or
yes.
She said, okay.
Yes, I was.
Could you taste a blood on her underwear?
No.
Okay.
No. I mean,
curious.
I don't know how good oral would have been in that situation, to be honest with you. You know, I hope I didn't hurt her with like, you know, like carpet burn or whatever you would call that, you know. But she seemed to enjoy it. And mm-hmm. like, I've kind of like, after like so he stops and goes to the bathroom for a minute, comes back and is like, he just starts face fucking me while they're making out. Mm-hmm. And it was amazing. And then he goes back to fucking my ass, which I don't know. This whole night was just like phenomenal. Okay. And then eventually like he comes. And so the whole night during like our gameplay and stuff like that, I was bragging about being able to go extra rounds and stuff like that.
Being able to last.
And so I came from him fucking me in the ass. Okay. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if it's the chair that I use for work that, you know, or what. Maybe I just am wanking it too much. I don't know. Maybe I don't drink enough water. I don't know what it is, but like I'd kind of been experiencing like some issues where I wouldn't be able to go so long.
Maybe
not
it's
so
something
long,
with
like multiple times.
Yeah, maybe like your age is finally catching up with you.
I know. I'm getting gray hair. Thank you. Thanks to you. I mean, kidding. I don't know. I really think it's like the chair. I'm just not drinking enough water, to be honest. But I'm also not a doctor, and you're the medical professional. So I wasn't able to go multiple rounds that time. I tried. I even asked them to like have sex in front of me, like as a voyeur to help like get me hard and whatever. And like, and I got hard, and I was going to try to fuck him in his ass. But when I say his asshole was tight, that's an understatement. Like, I don't know that you could have got a pen in there or a pencil. It was like that tight. Ooh. And it was like so tight that it wasn't working with all the lube in the world. And because of that, I would lose my boner because it's like I get frustrated. Yeah. And like, even like when I put the condom on wrong or something, like I lose it because I lose focus of like the hotness of the moment, and I focus on what's going wrong. Yeah. Which I shouldn't do. No. And so eventually we all just like gave up, and we just kind of like, him and I got in the shower and just like washed off, like got all the lube, all the ass juices, everything off of us. And we just like talked. We had like a good time, and then like we all just like talked, like the three of us talked for a little bit longer, and I got my shit and left. And I did hang out with him one more time, which you'll hear in another episode, where I was able to make it right, and I fucked him for a good while. But that's on another episode, and I really want to have them over for like a game night, like I told you about last night, I believe. Like kind of like a couples game night. I think that would be really fun. I think you'd like them. And so that is the story of Joe and Maddie. Yay! Yeah.
I'm glad you had fun.
Yeah, they're really cool people. And like, he's probably the first guy that I've ever kissed that I've actually enjoyed it.
What? Was it his lips? Were they soft?
I think it was like the chemistry, because it was like I gave no fucks, because it was like right after I had come out to everyone. Mm-hmm. And I think that allowed me to enjoy it a little bit more. Mm. Yeah. So just a theory of mine. Yay. Yeah. So with that being said, you want to talk about the official toy sponsor or partner of the Naked Relationship podcast and They sent us a bunch of goodies.
Yeah, that we'll be reviewing for you guys. This week, we're going to review the women's toy because they send us toys to review, like one for girls, one for boys, and one for couples. And this week...
No, they sent us 2 each.
Yeah.
But I mean, you could really use some of them together.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what's so great about toys. Like, if you want to spice things up in the bedroom, like start having that conversation with your partner, and there is no shame in being open in the bedroom.
Exactly. I mean, like, I
know it could be a little scary first, like talking about it with someone that you've been together for a while, and they're like, am I not enough? Because Adam had kind of that reaction too.
Did I?
Yeah. You're like, am I not enough?
I mean, I was probably just joking with you. Oh, no. It's like when you would want to masturbate more than have sex. That's when I was like, am I not enough? Yeah. But like, you know, we had a neighbor that, you know, I think I talked about him on the show where he was like super secretive about just having lube.
I know. That's so freaking weird.
And he was like, don't tell her. I'm just going to like use it. She's not going to know. No one's going to know. But I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. And, you know, hopefully they've explored more than just a bottle of lubricant. So anyway, we're going to let you talk about the toy of the week.
Toy of the week is from Tabu Toys, and this is called the Screw-nicorn. I'm like screw and unicorn mixed together is what this toy is called. And it is a super pretty, clear, glittery toy. And my favorite part about it is the feel of it. Like, I like the feel of like soft toys that don't feel like really hard or plasticky, you know?
Yeah, like it kind of feels like a little squishy.
Yes.
What's the brand again?
The brand is Naughty Bits.
Yes.
And the toy is called the Screw-nicorn. And it's a majestic G-spot vibrator. Okay. And it feels so soft. I wish I could tell you what it's made out of, because that is very important to me. Like, I like toys that feel like this. Like, I want to say it's almost like a super soft silicone, but don't quote me.
Yeah, it's almost like someone took like a dildo or like a vibrator, wrapped it in a marshmallow. It's like that soft.
And like sprinkled some glitter on it.
Yeah,
yes.
Quite literally. Can I see the box?
Yeah. And so this one, like I said, is a G-spot stimulator vibrator, and it has 10 super powerful settings. And you press it down and you hold it for 3 seconds and it turns on. Yeah, Adam was trying to figure out how to turn it on because he has the worst time with turning my toys on and then turning them off because he doesn't know how they work, because he doesn't read the directions. Isn't that crazy? But yeah, it has a really like kind of, it's not pointed, it's like a little bit curved tip where you can just kind of insert it inside you and like hit the right spot, hence the G-spot vibrator. But it feels so good. And for me, like, I like the first couple of settings. Like, you can slowly increase the intensity. And I guess you can play with the intensities because there's 10 different intensity settings. So it feels
That's
really good.
That's a lot for just like the tiny.
I know. It's like,
I shouldn't say tiny.
It's not tiny. It's about the size of my hand, like the length of my hand. And it feels really good.
So I was reading the back of the box a week or two ago, and I noticed, like, I was reading like not the fine print, but like where all the copyright stuff is and all that. And I noticed Wood Rocket LLC out of Las Vegas. And I remember Wood Rocket because they have a YouTube channel where they interview porn stars about like just different topics. It might be about on-set stuff or off-set stuff. But it's like, I would definitely recommend watching their YouTube channel. So bottom line, you like the toy.
Love it.
So I really like the name. I think it's like kind of ingenious because like it matches the branding or like the product.
Yeah, this is
scheme.
like one of your standard things to keep in your bedside nightstand.
I mean, I think it looks incredible. It looks like exactly how you think a unicorn looks. Like it's white, glittery, kind of clear. So yeah. So we'll have it linked in the description in the show notes below. So what else? Also, thank you to Tabu Toys for sending that out. But what else you got for him, babe? OnlyFans.
Oh shit! Yeah, bitches, hoes. We got an OnlyFans.
Yeah, and we got a Patreon. We have a Safe for Work OnlyFans, and we
that
have
is free.
That is free.
And then we have the naughty one.
And then we have a naughty one.
That's $10.
Yes, and we've been posting a little bit on there. Definitely. Hopefully, the people who have already subscribed enjoy what they are paying for.
Yeah.
And links to both of those will also be in the description, as well as our Patreon and our merch at fullswapshop.com. But I will say, we are going to be posting a lot of nude content on the Not Safe for Work one. That's $10. Nude content, maybe even some videos, fun stuff like that. But on the on the clean one that's free, the Safe for Work, it's mostly going to be just, maybe like some face pictures, maybe like some about kind of like what we're doing at the time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like vlog, but not a vlog in image form, kind of like an Instagram, if you will, except we can actually get away with posting anything we want to.
Yeah.
For the most part. Like there's still some stuff like,
within reason.
Within reason, of course. And, so yeah, Patreon is going to have some of the same. And so that's exciting as well. We've got 2 tiers on there. But on there, depending on the tier that you select, you'll be able to do a once a month video hangout with us, which is going to be awesome, I think. I know you're kind of like, all right, Adam, shut up. I want to go take a nap before we drive 10 hours. So subscribe to something for us, please. We'd really appreciate it.
All right, guys, we have a discount code for you from Tabu Toys.
Yes. So it's 15% off using the code NakedPodcast21. And that will be in the show notes below as well. So
Naked Podcast 21.
Naked Podcast.
15% off.
For 15% off.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So we love Tabu Toys. We're confident that you will too. So yeah. So with that being said, we'll be on Full Swap Radio pretty soon, which is exciting. They have an app as well for you to download if you so choose. Or you can just listen in the browser, which is also awesome.
Or you just listen on Spotify, which is what I do.
Okay. Anyway, that's going to do it for this week's episode. We hope you enjoyed it. We hope you buy something from Tabu Toys. Tell us how much you enjoy it because we know that you will. And if you do choose to buy the Screw-Unicorn, let us know. We want your reaction. We'd love to hear from you. So anyway, anything else for the peoples?
No.
All right. Have a good weekend.
Bye.
Go Hawks.